What's up, Isoka? This is Collectors here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be doing my second CGC returns. Most of this CGC batch is from my second purchase from that EX series collector that I was buying those sets from. Although at the same time, I actually got back the Team Magma, Team Aqua cards that I had purchased as well. Actually, wait, did I? No, wait, what did I order? Damn. That's the problem with buying so many cards, is sometimes you kind of forget what you purchased. So actually, that first one was actually Unseen Forces and Delta Species. This one is Team Magma, Team Aqua, obviously in the background, and Emerald. So those are the ones that came back this last round. And in addition to that, I believe I also purchased sets 5 and 6, which was Legend Maker and Power Keepers. So that actually includes that. So this was 3 returns all coming back together at the same time. So pretty happy about that. I did sell some of these cards already, and I just got the rest of them up on eBay as well. So I'm hopefully trying to get through these and sell them quickly to purchase another 1, 2, or 3 EX Series Master Sets. I think I'm down to the last few. Although I'll talk about a story as I'm going through it. So one of you let me know about this collector that had actually had these sets, and they only had one up on eBay at the time. Found out the other ones and made a deal for them, and I've been buying them off slowly here and there. But actually at the same time, I knew about another collector that had EX sets on eBay as well. I completely just ignored it because I was like, oh, I buried my head in the sand. I tunnel visioned. Which is a good reminder for all of y'all. Sometimes it's good not to get too focused. Like suddenly you're like on the hunt, trying to find something. Next thing you know, you lock eyes. You're like, that's what I want right there. You go after that collection, and you kind of ignore everything else. And you could have had a great opportunity along the way. And so while these cards are great, I mean, this is going to be a good opportunity long term, especially since I haven't graded the hollows and reverse hollows. And I still got the rest of the cards that I broke out from those sets that are going to be in the grading pile. So it's going to do well overall. But there was another EX series collector out there that was selling stuff, and I completely ignored it. And recently, if you don't know, Wolfie Collects, or I believe it's Wolfie on Instagram, and Matt, those two guys had actually purchased those EX sets on eBay auction. I could have got them probably beforehand, or at least competed with a few of them. And they recently got back from Nationals. They got back a returns, like one of the best returns ever. I mean, we're talking Neo Revelation, Blissey, Houndoom, PSA 10. Those are like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 cards. They got back 2 Suicune from Team Magma, Team Aqua, and PSA 10. Unseen Forces, Espeon, Umbreon, Latios, Rayquaza, Ampharos from EX Dragon. I mean, tons of cards in PSA 10. And it kind of sucks. I could have probably tried to go for both, and it's kind of why I'm in a rush to sell off a lot of cards, so I have capital so that the next time this opportunity comes up, because I do recall 2 to 5 EX Master Sets often come up throughout the year. There could be somebody that finds it offline on eBay or through Instagram, what have you. And yeah, I have most of those cards now, so it's not too bad as far as that. But the potential profit to set yourself up for a future is, I mean, $100,000 profit like that would set you up to buy so many other collections and just put you in a great position. So yeah, sometimes it's good not to tunnel vision, but nonetheless, this is what cards that I got dealt, and I'm actually doing pretty well with it. So overall, I'm happy. I got the cards I need for my personal collection. The other cards would have been most likely for sale at this point, since I have most of those. So it would have been nice to pick up other cards, but yeah, just a quick story. If you haven't seen them, go check it out. I mean, incredible returns. Wolfie and Matt, both great guys. So it's kind of just funny knowing that there was 2 sets out there. He did some BGS returns early on, and it was like, those are pretty good, but he said they were all over the place. So don't tunnel vision when you're going out there. Listen to some of these rules that are out there, mistakes that a lot of us make. You'll learn more from the mistakes that we've made often than the successes. Same thing with ZNG, talking about, not always being the first one to bite. Always you find those sets, and then after that you go follow up. I haven't been following up often just because I've been distracted and I'm trying to save money for a big purchase. But that rule is what got me one of the local collectors. He had sold Team Rocket Returns and Deoxys Master Sets. I missed out on those, but I actually picked up, because he lived locally, I ended up picking up and making a deal for everything from, I believe it was Neo Genesis, all the way up to the EX series, apart from those 2 sets, by asking the question afterwards and looking at the sold listings, not being tunnel vision. So a lot of things like that. So definitely I wanted to put that out there just as a story of, you know, there's always things to find. It's great to have the capital ready, always have the capital ready, or something to liquidate quickly. But yeah, let's get into the grades on the CGC returns. Enough of story time and lessons. But yeah, so this was from Power Keepers. I sent off quite a few in different grading levels, and right now, unless you send through walkthrough, it's going to take well over a month to get your cards back. So I sent these off economy, standard, and express. So this one is a 9++, Salamence with centering, surface, and edges. I am contemplating sending this one to PSA. That corner right there leads me to believe it may not get the 10, but obviously this is an awesome card. Look at that swirl. I mean, that is just awesome right there. So another one was Absol. To me, this is a big card. Absol is a big Pokemon, but this really isn't a big card. So still kind of continuing the trends of 8.5. But this returns, I wish I would have got these grades on my Unseen Forces. This one, though, which is interesting because I looked at some of these cards and they have some of the same scratches that CGC had given 8.5s for previously. So still kind of trying to understand how CGC grades. This one's going to be in one of my sold videos. By the time I finally listed on eBay, it ended up selling. This one as well. So got the 9. Lots of 9s this time around, which I'm very happy about. 9s have a lot better chance of getting or realizing a price closer to PSA's 9. So pretty happy about that. And again, makes it easier to recoup my cost. Medicham, I think Team Magma, Team Aqua, Cacturn. This is actually a pretty low pop card. I think this is like 11 or 13. It's one of the lower pop cards. Although it's a Cradilly, nobody really cares about it. But it is a pretty low pop card. Regice here. So all 3 got the CGC 9. I believe I sold the Registeel from my 70 card returns for $450. I don't know what that was. That was a lot of money for a PSA 9. I think the 10, for all 3 of those Regis, all 3 have a PSA 10 population in the 20s. Oh, excuse me. So they're a little low, but overall they're pretty hard to find in PSA 10. So that might be why they went for that much. Here's another low pop in PSA 10, but CGC got this one a straight 9 across the board. This fat mouse looks really weird. I have no idea what's up with this design. It always struck me as such an odd card. I really like the Sandstorm version a lot better, but this one, that CGC, or that, not CGC, the CG design, it is from Arita, but it's just such an awkward looking thing. This short little stubby arms, just this rounded design. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't do it for me. And then some 8.5s here. Both of these are pretty low pop. Camerupt, I believe, is the second lowest pop, or now tied for the second lowest pop out of the EX series. So centering, definitely a big issue with Emerald. All right, let's get into some of the bigger cards now. So overall, again, I'm pretty happy. I'll give a kind of a data point. So my first CGC submissions was, I believe it was like 19 out of 24 cards got 8.5. This time around, it was like 18 out of, no, it was like 17 out of 20 got the 9. So complete turnaround. I actually thought these cards were not in anywhere near as good a condition as the Unseen Forces ones, but I was wrong. That happens quite often. So Sceptile and Swampert both sold. I believe in PSA 9 these sell for somewhere around 250 to 300 bucks, but I sold those for about 225 each, I believe. Absol, I can never remember if it's the Drachi or the Absol that's the box topper, but just I love these cards, the design. I mean, this style of Arita artwork is what I love best, when it looks a little more drawn. I mean, look at the background. So I really like this design. You know, there's other ones where, you know, looking back at that fat mouse, I did not like the design of that one. But, you know, I really like when it feels like it's more of a hand-drawn one. And these two right here, both of these are low pop in PSA 10. I don't think low pop quite matters for CGC, considering we don't even get a population report. But also, it just came out a year ago. And 9.5 doesn't seem to be that difficult. Obviously, these are 8.5s with Entei having this massive swirl right here. I mean, that is just, it's an awesome card. The only thing better would be to have the swirl coming out of its mouth like it was making a fireball right there. I mean, what I would give for a 10 like that. Oh, such a good card. And we got 9, so Raikou with a little butt swirl right there. I don't know if you can see it. Got all this electric going on, and you got this butt swirl going right there. And you also have a, technically, I don't know if you consider that a double swirl. I don't know about that. I see people that'll say, like, you know, here's a partial squirrel, or squirrel. Yes, because they're swirls. So you got like swirls in the top and the bottom, and it just works out on these borders for the E series or EX. I don't know if I really consider that like a quad swirl. It's like, hey, I got a snippet of something. If you look hard enough and zoom in at the right angle with light, to me, it's like, give me a break. It's like quad. It's either swirl or no swirl, and then from there, it's just how good is the placement of it. So I don't know about you. Let me know what you guys think. Is there such thing as a quad cod? Is there such thing as a quad swirl, or is it just there's a swirl or no swirl? To me, that's what I want to know. What's the difference? Some more big cards here. We got this one, obviously in the background. This is just an awesome card. One of the best, I mean, probably top 3 for me, EX series cards as far as the artwork. And you get a little bit of a, I don't know what it is with the legendary dogs, but each one of them's got a big old swirl in the backside. They got a little bit of junk in the trunk. But yeah, this one right here, I do have 2 of these. I did cross grade a PSA 9 over to see if I can get a 9.5. I believe that one was a solid 9. This one, I'm going to crack this one out and the other one, and then send them off to PSA. If I can get the 10, that would be great for my collection. If not, you know, I'm willing to take the risk for a card for the collection at that point. Deoxys, this one does not have a swirl, I don't believe. Let me take a look. No swirl. Mine does have like a little fart swirl over here as well on my PSA 10 copy. But yeah, pretty nice copy, really solid overall. And then some bigger cards here. Let's get into the biggest card of the EX series. This one I knew definitely was not going to get the CGC 9.5, but there is some scratches across here. It's dark, so it doesn't show quite that much, which to me makes me question the CGC grades that I got previously, because those ones had similar scratches, but because of the eye appeal that you get from a lighter background versus a darker background, does that allow for allowances? Or are we grading based on eye appeal and subjectivity? Or are we grading on, there's damage there, dock it a point like that? You know, how severe is it? Dock it double. Is it on all 4 corners? Okay, let's drop it down to like an 8.5 because it's got 4 corners versus other ones. So I'm still unsure of how CGC grades some of these cards, because there are some big scratches across here, and they're not factory lines either, but it did get the surface of a 9. So for me, I still don't quite understand how that grades that, but I'll take the 9 anyway. It's about a $500 card. This submission was fat with the swirls. Here we have another one. This was, I believe this is my first time grading it directly instead of crossing it over, but this is Legend Maker Arcanine 9.5. I mean, fantastic. I love this card. I wish I could get this one in a PSA 10, but I will settle for this right now. It is for sale. That way the proceeds can go towards a PSA 10. All right, last but not least, let's get into some of these bigger CGC cards. We got the Gold Stars from Power Keepers and Legend Maker. So continuing the trend of 8.5, we got Flareon there, no swirl. Vaporeon here with the 9, awesome card. Trying to see if I can get somewhere around 60-70% of what the PSA 9 is going for. I am getting lots of offers for raw card value for these 8.5 and 9s, which kind of makes me laugh, because it's like, what's the point of getting them graded, especially that high? An 8.5 is a nice binder copy, and a 9 is nearly a flawless copy. You know, it's missing a few pieces here and there. Clearly, you can tell by the subgrades what it's missing, but overall, it's a fantastic card, and I love how they do the little star in the label. But yeah, so I'm getting a lot of offers of raw card value, so it makes me laugh a little bit, but yeah, other than that, it's not too bad. 8.5 for Regirock, and another 8.5 with another, I wouldn't really call that a booty squirrel, maybe a hip Swirl. God, I cannot pronounce swirl today. Maybe it's the coffee that I'm drinking. I don't know. If somebody wants, I'll give a prize to somebody that can count the amount of times that I tried to say swirl but said squirrel instead. And here we go, another booty swirl right there. CGC 9 Jolteon. And the biggest card of my submission is this Registeel CGC 9.5. I'm pretty happy about this. I do not know how many of the gold stars I've gotten CGC 9.5 other than the Unseen Forces ones. There's so many of those out there that they're kind of like an asterisk on like a study or something like that. It's like, yeah, these were outliers over on the group, you know. So those ones, in my opinion, don't quite count so much. But this one I'm pretty happy about. Graded a lot of PSA 10 over the years, and it's kind of nice to still get these cards every now and then. So overall, I'm pretty sure this returns will do pretty well. If you're interested in any of these cards, message me on Instagram or on eBay. I'm definitely willing to sell these at a cheaper price than what you see listed on eBay, and they all go towards a good proceed, which is giving me burrito money and helping me rebuild my collection. So hopefully all of you enjoyed the video. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. I do appreciate it. And let me know what you think about this returns in the comments. Do you think that going with CGC was the right choice? Do you think that these grades, how do you feel about these grades? Do you think CGC is still grading as harsh? Do you think that these cards are going to be worth having sent in at the CGC 9 grade? So either way, looking forward to making more videos and communicating with all of you. Hope you have a great one. Peace out. Until the next one.